Hey guys, this is Morgan with Cardfight Onyx Ring, and I'm bringing you another lore podcast, and it's also kind of a little bit of like an update video, but not really. Lots of stuff has been going on around lately for us. I tried to make a video for you guys on Saturday, but it ended up, being just we tried to open another box of Ranboo and see if we got something that wasn't trash, and basically, nope, still wasted our money and figured that nobody would want to watch a second video of us wasting our money, so why even put it up? So I didn't put it up, and I just was gonna bring you guys, your normal couple of videos that I do in the middle of the week, and then stuff happened that kind of prevented that. I was very busy, and all that went down. So I am getting you out this video this week, right now, just this one, real quick, because I think that it's important to have a sense of consistency with the videos so that you get at least once a week or hopefully 2 or 3 times a week, with which we've been pretty good on so far, and hopefully I'll get another one out to you on Saturday or Sunday, latest Monday, but no promises. So here's a quick video. It's probably going to be like 8 to 10 minutes on the Blade Wings in celebration of James's completion of his Blade Wing deck, even though he's still editing it further. So, of course, we're going to start with the original Blade Wing, and, of course, everybody knows that is the Grade 3 Blade Wing Reiji. And Reiji's lore says that he is a young man with blade wings that contain the power to destroy. In the lawless Dark Zone, born and raised, he underwent transplant surgery to receive body parts, the wings, that would give him supernatural abilities. However, the incredible power he obtained gradually warped his mind, twisting the use of the power for the sake of protecting myself to oppress other people. There's no one oppressing him anymore. He is lonely now, for everything he touches is reduced to dust, and that dust is used to give his wings of destruction even more power. It is the price to pay for having the joy of being the strongest, and a curse's power that damns him to profound loneliness and solitude that he cannot escape from. So he was given these wings through some sort of surgery or experiment so that he would be able to protect himself. But they've driven him insane, and he goes on rampages, killing things or whatever, as you'll find out in different lores. And the wings are these incredible thing that gives him this ability to do all these sorts of things. And I mean, hey, it looks cool. He's not that great of a card, but it looks cool. Um, so it's really powerful lore for a card that's possibly considered not super powerful. We're gonna do a little bit of a hop to the Blade Wing, the other Blade Wing Grade 3, which is the one that is used in many decks and is very good, and that is Blade Wing Sullivan. So, Blade Wing Sullivan's lore reads kind of similar to Reiji's. He's a young man with blade wings that can contain the power to destroy. Exact same first sentence. The psychic power once transplanted to a certain man. If you go into that, it takes you to Reiji. There's a link. Wings of Destruction. Along with that experiment, he was transplanted with psychic power adjusted to another vector. Similar to the previous experiment subject, he also desires psychic power, and especially the power of the Wings of Destruction. However, his psychic power is not turning everything the wings touch into dust. Instead, his psychic power is a protective one, absorbing mana from the surroundings to create a strong protective barrier. Ironically, it is the strongest shield. The young man, after knowing he was fooled, Sullivan, joined the research facility escape plan with other irregulars. His whereabouts are lost after the escape, but a winged Grim Reaper has frequently been witnessed in nearby villages. So there is experimentation being done on these people, giving them wings of destruction with different abilities. Sullivan's ability gives every guardian plus 10 shield, so it lines up with his lore that gives him shield, and like it's cool and it works out like that, and you get to see that there's a thing going on with the experimentation, so you kind of really get an idea of what's going on with that, and it really it kind of carries over the fact that Sullivan's lore will match up with his uh his skills, and his flavor text I believe said something about wings of demise, or was it desire? I believe, yeah, demise. So all that's left is to unfold them. So he has wings with destructive power and the power to protect. So it's very interesting. Um, Real quick, we'll talk about the Stride. The Stride does not have a lore, but you can imagine that the Stride's lore is something about Stride fusion, which was brought about by Gear Chronicle, where one of the experiment subjects has, it's probably like a insane version of Reiji or something, where their blade wings have become the total powerful wings of destruction, and they also have this ability to recycle things back in, and like destruction and creation put together, because that's kind of what the wings do in other lores, but we don't really know for sure because Tybalt doesn't have a lore himself. So it's kind of like interesting in that perspective that the Stride, arguably one of the most important units for the Bladewing deck, has no lore to talk about, but Sullivan does, who came out in the same Fighters Collection set as the Stride. So you really get some sort of sense that, I mean, they either just didn't care to write one, or something went down, or they're keeping it hidden on purpose just because it makes you wonder. But for any case, there's nothing more that we can talk about for it, so we might as well move on to the final grade 3 Bladewing, who is actually a revamp of Reiji, Wings of Reincarnation Bladewing Reiji. So, Reincarnation Reiji, his lore is, for a lack of better words, absolutely crazy. And like, I'm gonna read it to you, but it's just, it brings up this idea that the wings have this power that you would have never expected. So it is the first Reiji. A long time has passed since he first got the wings, and his psychic power has improved. The researchers, the experimenters, don't call him Reiji, they call him 00, the original Bladewing. According to old records, after obtaining the power, he gradually became distorted, and one day he committed massacre in the territory of a demon lord, and the angry demon lord burnt him to ashes. So you can kind of think that that's Amon, maybe, because Amon's said to burn things that are lesser than him to ashes when he's angry. Um, so then you go on, and it says that the wings and the psychic power that he had reformed him, turning him into a tougher being and bringing him back to life. So the resurrected Reiji is not crazy anymore, but he understands that he's not a human anymore, and he doesn't really know what he's going to destroy next, which means that actually he is still kind of crazy. He wants to destroy things because of the wings of destruction. So the wings recreated him, which is something that I think is really cool because it brings back this idea that they can recreate stuff. Next is the Grade 1 Bladewing, not the Quintet Wall, but Bladewing Rodbis, the Grade 1 that not a lot of people use because it's honestly not that good. But it is the last Bladewing that has a lore, so it's the last one I'm going to use. Um, she's a girl with the wings of destruction, so she's been experimented on, and her wings give her the ability to become invisible, which they can also hide her sound and her aura, so nothing can sense her when she's using their power. The first thing she does with this power is go off and steal a whole bunch of gems and precious metals from the neighboring nation from the Dark Zone, and then now she's this like big old phantom thief who steals all sorts of stuff and all of that. So yeah, she's not exactly super important, but it's interesting to note that she's an experiment subject who is using her powers not to freaking destroy everything. So it's very interesting. um so yeah, that's all we got really to talk about for the Bladewing cards. Bladewing Sykes doesn't have a lore. He does have very interesting flavor text that's kind of cool, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on him because there's not a lot that you can like really infer. You can say that he's again like another young man who's been experimented on, but other than that, there's not a whole lot you can talk about. So, if you guys like this video, please give us a like and share it with people that you know who would be interested in such a thing. And I'm going to get you more videos this weekend, hopefully. And I'd like to thank you for sticking with us and watching. So bye.